find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Nuoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. Doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Hayes deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah, and it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, look at the toss. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's not a second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry. Good evening and welcome to the pole position racing season 2, round 2 from Bahrain International Circuit. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Ewan O'Leary, and on production tonight we have Joshua, Griffin, Meek joining us as well. Thank you so much for joining us here, guys, as well. We are into qualifying here as well. We will qualify as per normal. There's just a one straight shot qualifying with about 12.5 minutes remaining, give or take on that one. Then we will switch over to a BRB screen where we will change sessions into the race session, and then we will get the race up and running here as well. Let's bring Mr. O'Leary into the booth. Good evening, Mr. O'Leary. How are you?
I think it's just about afternoon now. Doing well. Looking forward to broadcasting F1 again. It used to be my favoured place to go where I started, but it's good to be back again. Haven't done it for a while. And yeah, looking forward to getting into this one in still a very early part of the season. The opening round, of course, is the only round that's passed so far.
Yeah, round 1 in Australia was very interesting. Round 1 as well. I jumped in with Bradley and did the round 1 commentary there as well. There were some interesting strategies, I've got to be honest. Ferrari had gone out. They didn't qualify too well in Barthez and Debe, and they basically put the hard tyres on. We thought they might have been in a good position to be able to make it to the front, but unfortunately they started slipping backwards as it went on through the pit stop cycles and the tyre changes here as well. Australia, obviously the tight compact street circuit that we know and love, but now we're on a kind of a GP circuit here at Bahrain. It's a completely different kettle of fish here, Ewan. It's going to be one that I'm hoping these drivers have gone out and practiced on.
I'm sure they will have done. I mean, it is a very different circuit. Australia, of course, sort of a crossover between a street circuit and a real racetrack. There's sections of both around there, but this is a proper racetrack. Lots of runoff around here to get to grips with as well. And not that new on the F1 calendar anymore. It's been in the F1 games for absolutely years now. Not a circuit that people are going to have to get used to at all. Everyone's going to be pretty comfortable with this one. I think the main worry, certainly for me, is going to be that run down towards turn 1 on lap 1. We've seen many incidents down there in the past. Even into turn 4 as well can cause its own problems. So let's see what happens off of the start. But in terms of qualifying, in terms of knowing your way round, I'm sure that all 19 of these drivers are very accustomed to this circuit.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing for me as well will be the fact of that run from turn 8 going down into 10. Now that turn 10 brings different lines. It brings the wide line where people open it up to try and come through, but it then invites people, and as we have seen plenty of times, Mr. O'Leary, it invites people to come up the inside and try and send it up the inside. And that's my fearful corner, I think, because of that kind of vortex of terror that can happen there as well. And then it allows people to play, kind of come up the inside. I'm a little bit worried about turn 10 as well as 1 and 4, maybe 14, but it depends on how brave they really want to be.
Yeah, I can't see turn 14 being a real place for opportunity because you're more likely to see them setting things up through there for a move in towards turn 1, where you've got a much better overtaking opportunity, a much bigger braking zone, and you're much more likely, I think, to see moves into turn 1. And if you go for it at 14, you're going to mess up your chance through there. So I would expect to see them waiting just a little while longer. But in terms of qualifying, this circuit really is difficult to make a difference. You can see that with the times at the moment. It's the top 4 covered by a 10th and 3/4 right now. The gaps are difficult to pull in relative terms around this circuit because it's really only this middle sector where you gain a lot of time. There's a lot of straights on this circuit, which is going to make it good for overtaking, but difficult to make up time on a straight when everyone's just on full throttle anyway.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing for me is last time out in Australia, I think out of everybody in that top 3 at the moment, Zelezny was the only one that finished. He took 3rd place. Graxon did finish, but he took 5th there as well. But Garon and Baron did not finish. There was contact between them, and it all caused a bit of a mess, to be honest. But that was it. And Toflinski, who is sitting in 5th at the moment, was obviously the winner last time out in Australia. It should be interesting to see what he can deliver and whether or not he's going to be able to close in. He's only 3 tenths back. We're not talking massive. We're not talking, 2.5 seconds. He's only 3 tenths. So I think between them top 5, it could be a really interesting race. I'm not saying the likes of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and everybody else are not included in this, but I think the top 5, Garon, Zelezny, Baron, Graxon and Toflinski have all got quite pace as Baron goes on to the fastest lap of the race there on a 1:28.1.
By some distance as well. That's nearly 5 tenths quicker than what anybody else has managed so far in this session. That's a formidable lap time, but there will still be a run for everyone. Toflinski is now going to come to the line as well and go second. I was just about to say that he won from 5th place at Australia, and so maybe it was a good omen, but now he's onto the front row as things stand. More times are going to come across. Both of the McLarens are on outlaps at the moment, and I think if we're going to see anybody eclipse that time of Barron, it is going to be one of those two. You see Gavron there just starting another flying lap there. It's going to be a bit of a squeeze to get a 2nd and a 3rd lap time in here for the 2 McLarens, but we'll see if they can manage it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Garon and Zelezny do here over Baron and Graxon, flowing in. Obviously, Toflinski. I was a little bit upset with the Ferrari boys, Debe and Barthez. They tried a great strategy by coming out on hards because they qualified down the order. Didn't make it work. And it almost brought back real life Ferrari issues. And I think that was the problem for me. I'd love to see the prancing horse at the front, but I just can't see them getting there, and I'm just a little bit worried about the Ferrari boys. I'm not going to lie. So we'll keep an eye, but I am a little bit scared for the Ferrari lads.
Well, it's not looking great for them right now. 12th and 13th is a long way back to be starting, and maybe you can do something on strategy. This is quite an abrasive circuit traditionally. Obviously, we don't have the different... We always have soft, medium and hard these days, and it's difficult to remember quite which set of tyres you actually get for each round of the F1 Championship these days, so who knows. I'd imagine it'd be quite a hard compound because it's quite an abrasive circuit, quite hot even despite the night-time timing of the actual race these days. It'd be a little bit cooler, but even so, it's still pretty hot and very abrasive on the surface as well. Now the McLarens are going to come over the line. Gavron goes over and does improve, but not up of any places. And the same goes for Zelazny as well in 5th place. So that is improvements in lap time, but not position for the 2 McLarens.
Yeah, I think that could be 4th and 5th overall there for Garon and Zelezny, with Toflinski, Graxon and Baron up the front there as well. The standings at the moment, we've got Toflinski out in front. He is on 25 points after the first round. And then we've got John Meister in 2nd with Zelezny in 3rd. Casti in 4th for the Williams team. Then we've got Graxon 5th. Buchik in 6th for the Williams team, Velocity, and Maverick, and then Debe, and then Kusha is in 10th for the Aston Martins there as well. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are out in front on 31, with Williams in 2nd, believe it or not. Yes, the Williams are in 2nd. Alfa Romeo in 3rd, McLaren 4th, Mercedes 5th, Alpine 6th, Ferrari 7th, Aston Martin 8th, and AlphaTauri 9th, and Haas in 10th. So that is going to produce a very interesting season for us to be going on here, Ewan. You know, you've got the likes of John Meister involved, so Lesney involved. All of these guys really, within that top 10 at the moment, have got a shot at the championship. So they're all going to be trying their hardest and going at it.
Everyone's involved in the championship at this stage. I mean, Barron didn't finish the opening round of the season and he's currently got the pole position. It's still very, very early days in what's going to be a pretty long season, all in all. The amount of rounds you have in an F1 season these days is well, it's significant, put it that way. So there's a long, long, long way to go. By the way, we've never seen a repeat winner around here at Bahrain in the history of this series. Only Griffin has the chance to do that. Currently on the front row, an all Mercedes front row, and the only driver in this race who's won at Bahrain before.
Well, there we go. I think I'd love to say that could be an omen, but I've literally seen anything happen as we've seen in F1 previously. So I'm not saying he's not going to get that opportunity to win again, because as we know, it's a definite possibility here. But at the moment, it is Baron out in front with Graxon in second, Toflinski in first, Garon in fourth, Selesny fifth there. Then you go into Koski in sixth, John Meister in seventh, Deg in eighth, Marius in ninth, and ALT Velocity, who I believe has joined them this season, the ALT team, in 10th place. Then we go down to Maverick, Debe, Washing Schwein, Bartes, Buchik, Kusha, Simon, Villix and Franik at the back end of the field. 19 drivers here as well. Some interesting times going on the board at the moment, but it's Baron out in front there as well. So great job from all of these guys at the moment, Ewan.
Yep, and we're kind of waiting for the final round of times here very soon. We've I've got pretty much everyone on outlaps or indeed in the pit lane as things stand, and looks like the final times will begin very soon with Kashti making the first bid for the line, and the first lap maybe, as Kusha maybe will make that line. That you can see that they've not got outlap or pit next to their name, so they're out there on flying laps at the moment, but whether it's an in-lap for either of those remains to be seen. In fact, it's that's not even true for Kusha, as it turns out. So it will be Kashia over the line first in the Williams, but at well, now it's saying outlaps for them. So
yeah,
so
I think
goodness
they've got
knows,
a
I don't
lobby
know.
issue here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Migrating host never used to be a good sign back when I was doing F1 about 5 years ago. I see things haven't changed.
No, it's a. Do you know, as much as you love the F1 series, and they can bring great racing, and there are great leagues out there, and you've seen them all, Ewan, you know, but it does have its problems when it starts bringing in the multi console crossplay. There you go, that's the word I was looking for. When it brings in crossplay, it just decides it just doesn't like it. It's really bizarre to bring a feature into a game and not have it set up. But so we are under red flag here, guys, as well. Quali will not be resumed here again, so there you go. We will look at bringing you up the results here as well. Just waiting for final confirmation if we're doing it before we go to the BRB screen, or if we're going to bring it in once we go into the new session. Keep you updated. So there you go. As the time's on the board at the moment on the left-hand side, that is the qualifying order there as well. So Baron did get pole with Graxon in second, and then Toflinski. Right, guys, we're going to pop to a BRB screen. We will be right back after this short break. Okay, guys, we are back here as well. We have changed over sessions. We are into the race session there as well. And, well, Ewan, an interesting qualifying. To be fair, Baron and Graxon were the top two. Kind of expected that, they're probably the quickest ones here. Garin and Zalesny and Toflinski all in the top 5.
Yeah, I think the qualifying results are fairly representative. However, there were a few drivers saying, well, I think I could have gone quicker. That might be true on the last lap, but either way, that's the way it goes sometimes. Red flag just before the end of the session, about 3 minutes before the end, so it didn't affect things too much, I wouldn't say. I think we've got the best drivers up towards the front. And in any case, there's plenty of racing to go to figure this one out. So, yes, I think we've got most of that qualifying session through. It was good to see, and I think we've got the order sorted pretty well, all in all.
Yeah, I think we have here as well. The drivers will be setting off on their pace lap. You can see on the left-hand side, it will be Baron and Graxon and all Mercedes 1-2. Where have we heard that one before? Toflinski in third with Garon in fourth, Zalesny fifth, Casti in sixth, John Meister seventh, Deg in 8th, Marios in 9th, Velocity in 10th. Not good there as well. It's like Max Verstappen and Checo Perez there as well, so far apart on the grid. Maverick in 11th, Davey in 12th, Wasserschwein in 13th, Bartes 14th, Willix 15th, Buchik 16th, Kusha in 17th, Simon 18th, and Franek in 19th place. So we'll allow these guys to go round on their pace lap before they line up on the grid, ready to go here as well. And what are we looking at, Ewan? How exciting do you think this is going to be? How many dramas do you think we're going to have?
Well, I think it's going to be drama-filled. Hopefully, there's going to be a lot of action and a lot of different strategies going on here as well. You can see all 3 tyre compounds represented inside the top 5, expecting Baron to get away early on and pull a margin even before the DRS actually gets enabled here in this race, because he's got the soft tyres on, the mediums behind. Mercedes have split their strategy, probably a good idea, so you don't have to double stack. At the moment, the McLarens have gone for the hard tyres. They'll clearly be going long into the race, but they may well be overtaken by quite a few drivers, because only one driver behind them have also gone onto the hard. So they could be seeing a lot of drivers getting past them in the opening laps.
Yeah, we'll be waiting to see how the hards go. I think that's going to be the thing for these guys as well. It'll be to see how they perform once they're run in a little bit. I think at the end of the day, they're just going to have to work it out as they go round here and see how they get on in general. I think it should be an exciting one. I'm really looking forward to this one as well, as the drivers are coming round the final corner now. And then they will be gridding up as well here again. Baron's taking a big long run here as well. The only one with Maros in the top 10 on soft tyres there, Ewan, as well.
Exactly, yeah. And you can see that some of those a bit further back are going to want to move through the field pretty quickly. Especially going to be making a lot of overtakes off of the start here as they pull up now into. Do you get to drive into your box these days? Wow, things have really moved on. What a time to be alive. But there we are.
It's progress, Ewan. Progress.
Progress.
That's what they call it, apparently. Progress. So there we go. We're just going to be waiting for everybody to get going here as well before the lights are going to be coming on, and then we will be up and running. There we go. We got 3, we got 4, we got 5. Now we're going to be underway, and it is green, green, green here at Bahrain. And as you can see on your screen, right at this moment in time, it is the Mercedes on the right-hand side, leading us down into turn 1 here. A great start from Baron. Toflinski's looking at going up the inside of Graxon. Did he make it through there as well, Ewan? But it all looked a little bit tight going down into turn 1.
Was the McLarens have been split apart, especially Zelensky has been just shuffled backwards to 8th place already off the start on the hard tyres, but a nice start from Gavron to hold on to 4th at least with the hard tyres. There has been an incident at the back of the field. Velix, unfortunately, in the Aston Martin has gone around, and Vasser Swen has struggled to get going off of the start here as well.
Yeah, he has at the moment there as well. We've got Vashiswen and Velix at the back of the field, but at the moment, Baron's still doing a great job. Aeon, the Graxon behind him as well, opening up 7/10 at the moment here as well, with Tovslinski left out on third. If he's not careful, could end up losing the DRS if he's got to try and stay tucked up here behind Graxon at the moment. But it's going to be very interesting as Baron's already a second away, coming out into turn 13. And now we're on board with Tovslinski on that run down from 13 to 14. Is he going to get the job done before they even get down into 14 here as well? He's clicked up right behind him there, Ewan. Did he miss out by not getting that done? Because he surely had the pace on him.
Now he's going to be on the overtake, though, and he's going to breeze past. It doesn't even have to use much energy, so go straight through here. Tovslinski with a good start, but a great start for Baron. He needed to do that, as meanwhile, side by side for fourth. Gavron is going to be shuffled back early on here, and Casti goes past into that fourth place immediately. So Gavron back to fifth, and then John Meister in sixth position, both on the hard compound tyres, which is a good place to be with those hards. You need to go long into the race, of course, and John Meister has actually made up positions off of the start despite being on that compound.
Yeah, he has as well. He's done well as John Meister. Leslie has dropped back into eighth now. He's into the hands of Debe from the Ferrari here as well, as these guys start going out of turn 8 through turn 9. This is where we are. You can see the gainers on the left-hand side. Tovslinski up 1 there. Casti up 1. John Meister, Deg up 1 as well. And unfortunately for Zelezny, he is losing positions. But we did say that on the hard tyres here as well, as they go off from turn 10 into turn 11 once more. But it's still Baron leading the way here as well. Ewan's great battling going on. Everybody just started to get all settled in at the moment and doing a great job in the process.
Yeah, they are just getting settled now. Casti has managed to catch up actually to that battle for second place. So this is one long line. So we have a look at some strategies. Is it going to be a one-stop or a two-stop? We wonder. Well, no idea really. Baron is certainly going to be running the shortest of almost anybody off of the start here. And Debe just in the background of this group, by the way, is going to look to make overtakes early. Zelazny is just holding on for that 8th position at the moment, but surely that won't continue for much longer.
Yeah, we can see here as well some great battle on the screen. That is the Ferrari of Debe in 9th place. Chasing down on Zelezny in front. Debe's on the soft, Zelezny's on the hard as they go on the run out of turn 2, up the hill at the moment into 3 and 4 here. Some great battling taking place, and it's still happening as the two Ferraris of Debe there look like they're just trying to get past Zelezny with the ART of Velocity a little bit further back there as well. So great action all the way through the field. You can see Graxon has still got Tovslinski, right behind him as well, as they're on that run down from 8 into 9 at the moment. Still some great action. Lap 3 of 29 here, Ewan. What do we think over this period of time? Are we going to start seeing the hards coming in and the mediums and the softs dropping up? That's surely going to allow put Baron under the cosh.
Well, it's going to happen at some point, but I think it's a bit early just yet. We've only just had the DRS enabled for this race now with that first detection zone of the lap. Well, no, actually, it would have been on the second straight there, wouldn't it, towards turn 4. But for the second time, at least, this is the first lap that they can use it for this one. So now for the rest of the race, DRS will be enabled, and we'll see what effect that plays. And right now, Gavron just about clinging onto it. I wonder how much ERS he's having to use to do just that, because he is clinging on with those hard tyres. And if he can just get towed along here for a while, then it's a good place for him to be. He does have the DRS again here on the straight, despite losing out through the final corner. And now John Meister goes past, despite being on the same compound.
Yeah, Garon not looking too comfortable there as well, as he got done on that run down into turn 1. They jink through 2 and 3. Off they go up into turn 4 now as well. Garon in the McLaren in 6th place there as well. John Meister as well. Big old defense here as well. And it's Dago just about to go up the inside, I believe, into turn 4 before he makes a move. Is he going to get the job done here? He did get it done. And we are right. Garon and Zelezny are going backwards quicker than they're going forwards.
Well, that's to be expected at this stage, and that was close. Gavron goes very deep on the brakes there, locks up indeed at turn 8, down at the bottom of the infield, if you like, the middle section of this track. Lots of lockups through turn 10. That is to be expected, but that is not a great start, not a great lap for Gavron. I think the fact that Degtuka's got through is not a particular problem, because Of course, that Alpha is on the mediums, but John Meister isn't. He's on the hard tyres, and that's the worry in terms of being overtaken there. You don't want to be overtaken by someone who's on the same compound as you at this stage.
No, you definitely don't. You want to try and make them tyres work, and for Garon is not really happening at the moment here either. So we will continue and see how this battle gets on. But the two Alfa Romeo boys of Meister and Deg there as well, 5th and 6th, moving away at the moment. Graxon is not being able to catch, as you see here as well. Deg has just cleared John Meister. That's the Alfa Romeo boys swapping positions there as well. Deg is on a completely different strategy to John Meister. He wants their mediums to go for about 15 to 17 laps here. We've got side-by-side action with the Haas of Velocity and Marius there as well. Velocity in the Red Bull, Marius in the Haas there, currently battling away. There's also Buchik involved as well. Here we go now as well. Is there going to be contact at the moment here as these guys are battling it out? And there isn't at the moment. He's trying to get through there, Ewan. What's he going to have to do here?
Maverick there just in the background went off as well, but this is not good news for Marius, and maybe this is the first signs that the soft tyres are already falling away. We're only 4 laps into this one, but I think they've been shown to be a little bit useless so far, these soft tyres. I've got to be honest. Marius already losing those places to Velocity and Buchik in the Red Bull and the Williams, and now Debe is losing the rest of the train, that one for 5th place. And the race leader Baron now has the gap less than a second to Maciej Toflinski after only 5 laps.
Yeah, the softs don't seem to be doing well at the moment. I think the mediums would have been the tyre to have here as well. Yellow flag in Sector 2 at the moment there as well. Try and get an update on what there was called as an hour. Toflinski now 7 tenths in. He's going to be DRS assisted here. How long can Baron hold on for? Is he going to be able to hold on down this start-finish straight? That's going to be the question here as Toflinski starts closing in. He's getting it down 5 tenths at the moment as well. Is he going to be able to get it done? He's not going to be able to get it done, I don't think, this time around, Ewan, but I've got a funny feeling Baron could be in great trouble on the next one.
He is going to be in trouble and over the course of this lap, and he could even be towards turn 4. He knows it as well. Just covered there briefly, but didn't get overtaken, mainly or maybe partly because he did go for the cover move there and did just make sure that Toflinski didn't go down the inside. But now the top 4 are absolutely together. They're in a bit of a DRS train, but you'd imagine those medium tyre runners will work their way past pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. They'll start looking at trying to move up here as well. Softs are looking like they're in trouble here as well because it is looking like they have dropped off after lap 6. And we did say that there could be a problem here as well for these soft runners, and it looks like the mediums are going to be the tyre choice here as well. But are we going to see John Meister? Are we going to see Zalesny start coming back through here with Garon as well? Now we're losing the soft drivers. You can see it once more with Toflinski's going up into turn 13 currently at the moment. The right-hander is going to tuck it up on the inside here as well and battle away all the way down. Is he going to be able to get him by the time he gets down into the turn 14? He's got to be looking for the slingshot of this one, Ewan, here as well. DRS assisted. Surely he's going to get him this time around.
Yeah, he will do. And Grazant may well do as well, although it could be a 3-wide moment. On the inside goes Toflinski and through goes Grazant as well, but that's on a teammate, of course, and so there won't be too much of an argument about that. So there will be a new leader, and now Baron's job is going to be to hold Cassidy back for as long as possible, because if he can do that, then he'll help his teammate reduce that front group to just 2, and he'll allow Toflinski and Grazant to get away.
Yeah, he definitely will. He's just got to try and hold up Cassidy here as well. Cassidy in 4th place at the moment. How long can he hold him up for? That's going to be the question. If Baron is struggling on them soft tyres, it's not going to be long before Cassidy gets through on that run down into turn 8. We're going to go the right-hander up into now. We're going to go off that long left-hander here that causes a problem down into 10. Is Cassidy going to kick it up? He's going to get DRS this time around on the run down from 10 into 11. That short little blast. Can he set him up here? Can he get through as well? Cassidy's surely got to be looking at trying to make a move.
Straight not long enough, really. Out of turn 10, he goes wide. Does Baron hit? Oh, that was close as well. And big slide from Cassidy there. Just got on the power a little bit early there through turn 11, but you can catch those slides. Just don't want to make them too often, otherwise you will really start to overheat the rear tyres. Now, what about Grazant? Will he be able to go for the lead, maybe, or will he just stay behind here in this fight for the win?
Yeah, to be honest with you, if I were Graxon, what would you be looking at doing? That's the thing. Graxon's decided, well, I'm going to have a go. They're going to be side by side. Graxon's DRS assisted here as well. Baron's DRS assisted. Toflinski hasn't got anything apart from hopes and dreams. Going down into turn one now. Is he going to be able to hold the inside? He does hold the inside. They're going to be side by side coming out of turn one. It is Graxon who takes the lead here as well. Baron.
Oh, he's gone!
Oh,
He spun!
Graxon's gone.
He's on the power too early and he spun in front of the field and his teammate clipped him on the way past as well. There may be damage on both Mercedes in a disaster for them. It's a difficult traction zone as you're twisting and turning out of turn 2 and 3, but he's gone and that is a disaster. Toflinski will lead again.
Yeah, Toflinski out in front for the Red Bull there as well. Has the Mercedes of Baron got damage? Are we going to see the rapid decline now as Graxon's all the way down in 8th place here as well? Not looking comfortable. Here's Baron on them soft tyres. He's got Casti going to be coming up for company on that run down into turn 11 as well. John Meister, Zelezny, Deg is all involved here as well. What an interesting turn of events as we still got 21 laps left to go.
And Grasson's not exactly out of it either. Only 8th place, but what a disaster. And those tyres are never really going to recover from that either, I'm afraid. It's a really difficult situation to be in. Once you've spun once, those tyres will be toasty and it will be difficult to bring them back again, especially if he's going for a one-stop here today. I'm not sure how tight it is in terms of tyre wear and how much you have to conserve, but if it is a pretty difficult one to make it in time, then he is going to be a bit worried about that. Now then, in towards turn 1, the top 7 will go because we've got a huge DRS train now despite the new leader.
Yeah, we definitely have there as well. Toflinski out in front, Baron behind, then Kasky, then Deg, then Zelezny, then John Meister here as well. Deg's in the pack there. Zelezny trying to catch up to the back on. Garon also looking comfortable as well. Are the boys on a hard tyre though, Ewan? Is that one of the things that they're going to start coming through now? Because if we're losing the softs already, it surely can't be much longer before we start losing the mediums, can it?
Well, I think we are slightly losing the mediums at the moment. We've seen Zelezny just catching up right now a little bit. But the real problem was that spin in front of the field. It caused everybody to slow up and it cost everybody time. And so those behind who weren't quite caught up in it were the ones who benefited, really. So Zelezny is there now, and he's just going to stay there for a couple of laps, but then they really will start to go into their own. There's nothing that says he really has to get involved amongst everybody else at the moment, because I'm assuming that he'll be on the mediums or the softs at the end of the race, and he'll have to do the overtaking anyway. So even if he does overtake right now, there might not be a lot of point, because he's just going to get undercut by those around him anyway.
Yeah, there we go, guys, as well. Wise words from Mr. O'Leary up here in the booth as we go on and we start another lap once more here as well. Lap 10, Toflinski out in first place with Baron in second. Casti in first. We don't know if the Mercedes has got damage after Graxon spun straight in front of his Mercedes teammate there as well. And we think there was contact from Baron to Graxon here as well. So we're thinking that possibly that both Mercedes have got a bit of damage on them here again, with Deg currently sitting in 4th place in that Alfa Romeo. Zelezny behind him there as well. You can see we've got about half-second gap bridges at the moment. Then we've got about a second out to John Meister, who's currently sitting in 6th place currently as well. So great action all the way through the field here. No action really further down. People just still trying to recover and get back on track and make their tyres work here. But if you're on the soft tyres like Debe in the Ferrari, you've surely got to be thinking of coming in here as well. Lap 10, maybe lap 11. At the stretch, the soft should go to 12.
Yeah, Marius is already in, so I would expect to see the two soft tyre runners in this lap, really, if they want to do that 3-stop strategy. I can't imagine they'll do a 1-stop with soft tyres and then hards, maybe, but that seems like a stretch to me. Let's see what Baron does, though, as he's still running decent pace here. Toflinski is leading the way, but it just somewhat depends how much energy Baron is using to try and keep up here. He's still got 50%, as that tells us, so he's still going okay. So his pace is not bad, and he's able to complete 10 laps. Maybe this will be a 1-stop with the softs and then the hards a little bit later on in the day. But he's completed 10 laps so far. Maybe he can go a little bit further.
Yeah, not quite sure how much further he's going to be able to go, though, as the people behind him are looking like they are going to try and get him as soon as possible here as well. It looks like Baron could end up being in trouble as Casti tries to make a move at the inside there as well. Doesn't quite wrap it up. There was contact. They would bang tyres on the run out of turn 4 there as well for these guys. It was tyre banging there, wall to wall. Lucky enough, both of them succeeded down into the turn, now into turn 8 as well, but it's not going to be long here. Casti's looking very feisty at the moment here, Ewan, and I think that's the main thing for Baron. He's got to try and contend with Casti, because otherwise he could be down another position.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky because you want to keep the DRS of Tovlinski as well, just to stay in touch and keep the DRS down the straights. But defending at the same time is going to be a difficult ask. I don't think he was actually expecting to get dived at turn 4 there, I've got to be honest. I don't think he was expecting that at all. So that may have thrown him off, and that may well change his thinking a little bit throughout the remainder of this stint. But let's see. There'll be another chance to come in pit lane right now when we get round this final corner. Wonder whether he's going to pit now or carry on for maybe one more.
Surely he can't go again. He's losing time here, hand over foot. Surely he's got to just try and settle in. He is going to go again. Baron is going again. I am surprised that he's taking it there as well, as we got one of the Williams boys in the pits. That's Casti in the pits here as well, and he's on the mediums and he's in the pits, but yet Baron, who's on the softs, is not in the pits and has been struggling, but I suppose in a weird way he is holding on here as well. That's the problem. He doesn't look like he's under threat. Casti got close, Deg got close as well, but Zalesny isn't close to him at the moment. So from Baron's point of view, he's looking pretty here, as we got the Haas team of Marius on a 1:31.791, setting the fastest lap of the race there. And I suppose for Baron, Ewan, if he's not really feeling like he's under pressure or the tyres have gone through that graining stage and come out the other side, surely he doesn't have to look at going in at least for another lap or so.
Well, let's see here. Casti pitted on the last lap to go for a 2-stop race, so he's put the softs on now. I think he might well go for the softs on the last stint as well. 2 9-lap soft stints to end out this race. I think that's what he's going to do here, sort of similar to in a different way to what the others who started on softs are doing, although Debe is now on hard tyres. Maybe he's going for a 1-stop with a whopping 18 laps on those hard compound tyres. That would seem like a stretch, but he might be able to do it. In towards the final corner again. Surely Baron's got to be in soon. Though we've been saying that for lap after lap now. It's the end of lap 12 and he's still not coming in here. And his pace is still okay. He's 3/4 of a second behind Tovlinski, but he's hanging on to the important DRS. Can Deg Tukas get through? Finally will do. No. It's late braking from Baron to hang on.
Yeah, Baron hang on there from Deg in third place on that run out down into turn 1, and now they're on their way up into turn 4 here as well. These guys battling away. Deg's pulled out once more. Is he going to be able to make it through this time into 4? He's going to get squeezed there as well. Almost contact going in through 4 there, Ewan, as well. Both men fortunately surviving, but Baron did lose that place. He's now got Zalesny tucked up right behind him as well on that run through 6 and 7 down into 8. Zalesny's looking feisty over Baron at the moment. Surely Baron's got to be in this lap.
This is giving Tovlinski a big advantage. 1.8 seconds over the field right now. And those who are doing the same strategy as him, like Deg Tukas, are going to be already a long way behind. Now Zalesny goes past on lap 13 with 16 to go. Maybe this is the time for Baron to come in and put on those hard tyres. And to be honest, he probably should have been in last lap in hindsight, but that is, of course, a wonderful thing, and you don't get it at the time. So I think this time has to be the time for Baron. He does still have the DRS and the McLaren in front, but you can just see him starting to lose his way now for the pole sitter. He's not using any energy down this next straight towards the final corner, because he knows he doesn't need to. He'll be in the pit lane here. The DRS doesn't matter. Zalesny, no, he's not in again. I'm so surprised by this.
He's taking it. I can't really answer the question as to why. I'm a bit miffed, to be honest. I think from Baron's point of view, he should have been in. He should have been off them softs. The softs are literally on the borderline of dying, and yet he's still continuing to going. Casti set to pass his lap on a 1:31 there. Casti on the soft tyres, of course, after making his pit stop here as well. 2-lap old soft tyres, so his out lap, and then his next one has been his faster one there for the man in the Williams team as well. Buchik tucked up right behind him as well. Buchik's got to look at stopping here again. So for Baron, I think Baron is just making a mistake after a mistake after a mistake, not going in. And it doesn't look like he's going to be caught up to John Meister. John Meister's about 1.2 back at the moment. He's locked up again from Baron. Big lock up there as well. So Baron's surely got to be struggling. He's surely got to be going in. And hopefully by the time he gets round this time, he's got to be in. He's got to be.
Well, the lock-up at turn 10 is not that much of... Oh, he's sliding his way out of 11 as well. A lock-up at turn 10 is not that much of a concern, but it's all the rest of it. Look how much time he's losing. He can barely stay full throttle around turn 12, which is a surefire sign that not only are tyres are going off, they are gone. And with 15 laps to go at the end of this one, I do not understand why he's held out for so long. He should have been in at the very least last lap, probably the one before, ideally the one before that. But let's see. Now finally he comes in at the same time as Dave Tukas, who's in on the medium compound of tyres. Doesn't make any sense at all here for Baron, unfortunately. He's forced Grazant to go on a bit longer as well. And I wonder whether we're going to see a mammoth medium stint from him now as well. Onto the medium tyres goes Baron, but surely he would have been worth coming in a bit earlier and putting on the hard tyres instead.
Yeah, I do fully agree with you there as well. Maybe he was going softs and mediums and he just wanted to hang it out there, Ewan. That's the problem. If he wanted to get onto the mediums, he's done it right. But, you know, in an ideal way for us, he's lost more time than he needs to. He's coming out in 10th here. That's 10th place for Baron. That is not good for the pole man as well. With him and Graxon, both of them had a bit of a nightmare. Graxon sitting a little bit more happier in 5th, but Baron's all the way down in 10th on their mediums. He's going to try and run it here as well. I just can't see him being able to pull back up there as well. You can see who has stopped there on the left-hand side. Simon Buchik, Graxon, Garon, Meister, Zalesny and Toplinski have not stopped at the moment. They're the main protagonists in this race here again. For these guys, this is on the Baron there as well on the left-hand side. That is Simon, I believe, in there as well. Baron goes round the outside of turn into turn 10 and gets the job done there as well. So great job from them, from Baron on that one. Maybe he knows something we don't, Ewan.
Maybe. But I'd like to know what it is, because I think Deg Tukas is going to go to the end of the race and he's going to be in better shape by the end of it. And certainly wasn't in better shape towards the end of that stint. Now, John Meister is in. That's a surprise after only 15 laps, because he's on the hard compound tyres. You'd expect those to go a little bit further, because we've seen Toflinski able to take those mediums longer. And, well, his hard tyres are in right now. This is Velocity, who's made a pit stop already. A battle of the hard compound tyres here. Both of these two should be going to the end, but can they get any points by the end of the day? I think it's going to be single figures in terms of points if they get any at all. John Meister goes for the mediums. That's a relatively long stint on those.
Yeah, it definitely is at the moment, but he is sitting on lap 16. He's only got 13 to go. If Toflinski's taken him 15, there's no reason why John Meister can't take their mediums 13 and give himself some extra rubber to spare there to be able to go out and just literally hammer time it. Here once again, Velocity on it was there as well. We got Deg chasing down Buchik at the moment as well. These guys on the run now down into that turn 8 before we go on the run down for 9. And again, these guys still battling away. Is he going to be able to get through here? He's side by side at the moment as they're going into the turn 10. Out the other side, they're sealed side by side. Little bit of contact there, Ewan, as well.
Yeah, pushed off, actually. Tukas went off the road, depending on which way you look at it. Now he's on the outside again at turn 11, and we'll go right round the outside here. That's what 14-lap younger tyres will do for you, even if they are hards versus mediums. So Tukas goes through. Baron will do the same, and he really needs to here, because he needs to get ahead of anybody who's going to the end of the race. At the moment, the first driver on the road who's going to the end is Deg Tukas. Casti is not going to the end on those softs. I'd be absolutely gobsmacked if he does. He will pit once more and make a 2-stop race out of this.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling that probably wasn't the best way to go for Casti, though. I've got to be honest. I think from when he was in. I certainly wouldn't have gone softs. I wouldn't have gone medium softs. I would have gone medium hards here as well. As you can see, Baron trying to make his way past Buchit. Buchit covers him off now as well through turn 1 here. These guys still scrapping it out all the way through. Still great battling from these guys on the run now up into 4. Is Buchit on the left-hand side. As you're looking at the screen, Baron did get through. He did get him in the end.
Yeah, and that's the team game. Buchik there holding Baron back because he knows that Kasti will be racing him later on in the day. So helping out his teammate as much as he can and as much as is legal. He's got every right to try and hang on to his position there. It's not going to be enjoyed by some spectators, certainly not enjoyed by Baron by any means, because he's a lot slower, is Buchik, and he's slightly ruining his own race for it. But nevertheless, he's got an absolute right to try and hang on to his position and help his teammate.
Yeah, absolutely as well. He knows that Casti's going to need to do a job there as well. As we see, John Meister's now gone up the inside of Buchik as well. John Meister has gone through on that run down into turn 11, up through turn 12, coming into 13th now. John Meister is looking like he's going to start making his way up. Is he going to get Baron? Is he going to put Baron under pressure in front of him here as well? As both of these guys looking at moving him up through the field. Deg's got, obviously, John Meister's got Deg in front of Baron to be able to hold him up for him, to be able to get hold of him here. So it could be a real good little team game hustle we've got going on between the cars in the middle as Toflinski is into the pits now.
Toflinski out of the pit lane and right behind those also going to the end of the race. Now this is a huge battle. This is the race here. Degtukas, Baron and Toflinski are 1, 2 and 3 in the standings right now of those who can go to the end of the race. Toflinski is going to have a long final stint here, of course, but as long as those tyres hang on, he will go to the end.
Yeah, he definitely will. He's only got 11 laps now as the Red Bull man. Is he going to be able to catch Baron in front of him? Is he going to be able to catch Deg, Casti, Garon and Zalesny here as well? Of course, the McLaren boys have still not pitted yet. Either they're taking their hard tyres. They've taken them 17 laps at the moment. You know, they've started on the tyres. They've not pitted at the moment here. So this could be quite interesting again to see how the two McLaren boys gets on and where they're going to come out when they do eventually pit. I think that's the thing. It's how they're going to be able to master the pit stop, and are they going to be able to get in and out before they end up losing too many positions.
So, yeah, that's important for Grasant to get through and make up those places for now. In the running order, he's probably 5th of those who can go to the end. Now Gavron is in. What tyres does he go for? Reckon it's going to be soft compound tyres here for the McLaren driver, but of course he has to split his strategy to his teammate. Now it will be the soft tyres that go on. Why was he held for so long there? Oh, he wasn't. It was just lag. It's fine. So yeah, soft compound tyres, hards to start with, of course, but softs now, and he'll be fast at the end of the race. Here's Toflinski trying to get the important places to be in position to win this race.
Yeah, he knows he's got to get Baron here as Toflinski's we're going on that run down into turn 4. He's going on the outside. Toflinski, they're going to be going side by side. Is he going to make it through? Did Baron just send it a little bit further in there? He did. The man from Mercedes, he sent it in a little bit further and managed to hold on to that position. That was a very, very close situation for both of them guys. And Mateusz Toflinski, he is trying to push and getting through and is absolutely flying.
He sent it in as much as he possibly could, Baron, there. He was missing the corner, but then used a bit of energy on the exit as well to make sure that Toflinski didn't get down the inside for the next turns. They're both going to be on the button right now, on the energy, both on the DRS as well, trying to hang on from one another and stay ahead or get ahead for these two, because they know these positions are the ones that will matter come the end of the race.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's the ones where you go over the line. Where are you going to end up there as well? Garon come out in 7th. Is that where we were expecting his McLaren teammate to come out? They were obviously 1 and 2 going into this pit stop cycle. So let's see how this one pans out here for these guys as well. But surely this has got to be Toflinski over Baron. He's got DRS wide open here as well. Now he goes side by side down into turn 1. He's got to be able to make it through. He's going to be holding on there as well. He's obviously right up to the back of Deg at the same time. He's nearly got a 2-for-1 special. Gregson with the fastest lap of the race at the moment here as well.
Oh!
Great Fallon. Oh!
He's got there. He's down the inside. Toflinski using the switchback move. getting to the inside off of turn 3 and getting to the lead of this race. So now he's got control. He needs to get a margin and try and hold on to it for the remainder of the Bahrain Grand Prix. A fantastic overtake as he found an impossible gap off of turn 3 to get down the inside and get what will become the race lead.
Yeah, well, are you really that sure that Casty's got to come in again?
Oh, absolutely sure about it. He's on his 9th lap at the moment. I think he'll be in on this lap, in fact. He's already being caught. If he hangs on for another 9 laps, I will eat my desk.
Eat your desk?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how sure I am.
All right, well, there we go. We're going in there as well. If he does manage to hold on, we want video proof, Mr. O'Leary, of you getting your knife and fork out on your desk there. That could be quite an interesting one for you there as well. Brave words on a broadcast there, sir. That's putting it right out there as well. As we go on to lap 20, Casty's just about to come round again. He does dive in this time. You survived, Mr. O'Leary. You survived this.
My desk and my internal organs are safe, but he's into the pit lane, and it will be soft tyres to the end. I think he'll come out around 10th position, but he'll have a lot of overtaking to do before the end of this race.
Yeah, but can he do it? That's the point of it, isn't it? Can he get that overtake done? He has gone through. Graxon's just come through here as well. Velocity is going to be there as well. So he has got to do the Red Bull of the ART in 9th. He managed to hang on in front of the Ferrari there of Debe, but he is in 9th place, is Casty. So he's got to do a lot of overtake to get himself back up here as well. It's going to be a tall order. But let's just keep an eye on that challenge there as well. Oh, they're going side by side at the moment here as well. Buchik having a go there with Marius. It does make it through. Buchik into 11th.
That was a huge dive, and yeah, it didn't come off, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, because it was from a very long way back. I think what we're seeing, though, is the cut-off between those who are going to get points and those who are not, because I don't believe anyone in that top 10 has a pit stop remaining. Only Debin might be caught by these two, but even that is a long way off, and Buchik has a 3-second time penalty already anyway.
Yeah, he does there as well. We've got Gareth Allen in YouTube, Chris in YouTube, Damien in YouTube as well. Good evening to you there as well. Information, Gareth, they can only go 15 laps until they puncture. There we go.
That's on the soft tyres.
Soft tyres, yeah.
So even if Casti tried, he would have punctured and probably would have lost the lead before he would have punctured anyway.
Yeah, fastest lap for Zalesny on a 1:30.844. They're great running from Zalesny in 5th. He's only 1.8 back. He's here as well. Is he going to be able to get through Zalesny? Is he going to be able to pull his way forward as he's got 7 laps remaining here of the Bahrain round 2 pole position racing Grand Prix here as well. So let's keep an eye on it and see how it develops. Biggest shakers on the left-hand side of your screen at the moment. As you can say, Deg is up 6 places at the moment. Baron down 2. John Meister up 3 as well. So some people having good Grand Prix, and some people not having such a good one.
Well, that's to be expected. There are always winners and losers from these ones, and they're certainly not over yet because we're about to have some more winners, I think, from this one. Zalesny is the one who probably has the best chance of infiltrating the podium places from those who have to come from behind. Baron has a job on to defend here from John Meister, but also Zalesny here. And if the McLarens get ahead and finish ahead of John Meister, then he'll be ruining his day a little bit because he stopped a little bit early, of course, to change the hard tyres for the mediums instead of going for the hard tyres from the hard tyres to the softs, like the McLarens have done. So maybe he's going to live to regret that decision in a few moments' time because Zalesny is already very close behind in towards turn 1. There's weaving around from Baron already, and John Meister follows, but Zalesny doesn't need it. He's going to get another fastest lap. He's going to get through on John Meister, dip into the slipstream, and have a go on Baron as well for the 3rd place already. The McLaren goes steaming through onto the podium places.
Yeah, he gets Baron and John Meister there as well. Great job from Zelezny. Now he's on that run up into turn 2, up into 4 here as well. So some great action taking place on your screen at the moment as they're trying to go side by side as well. Here's Baron going to make it through this time. He does not make it through. He has got John Meister closing up there as well. Through they go now into that turn 8. Are they going to be able to succeed through here as well? This is getting very, very spicy with these 3 cars here battling away quite nicely around through turn 9. Now John Meister's going to have the DRS here, Ewan. Surely he's going to be under the better position to be able to make this move down into that turn.
Yeah, well, the problem is he's on the same compound and roughly the same age, so these two are going to go right to the line, fighting with one another. And, well, they could do that, I suppose, or they could try and work together to try and catch some of those up in front right now and try and finish on the podium. But they might well just squabble about 4th place between each other. And they've got Gavron to worry about as well on those soft compound tyres towards the end of this race. He's only a second back in the other McLaren. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think they are just going to fight for it, though.
Yeah, I've never seen racing drivers work together ever in any series we've covered here, Ewan. As much as we would love for them to be working together, they never have they? They've always battled away, and they're battling away again here as well. John Meister over Baron, his DRS assisted down. Baron's trying to go back up the inside here as well. Now they're going to be side by side on the run. No, John Meister did make it through before they got through to turn 2. Now through 3 is now going to be the other way here as well. Is Baron going to get the DRS, and is he going to be able to make it through? Nope, not this time, but he has got Garon closing right behind him on them soft tyres. 5 to go here at Bahrain. Don't go anywhere. We've still got Toflinski. Toflinski has been flying. 2.9 seconds out in front over Deg, who's managing to hold on with them hard tyres. He's got 5 laps to go. Can he keep Zelezny back, though? That's going to be the question.
Going to be very interesting indeed with 5 to go. It's going to be a nail-biting finish. I don't think Cassidy's going to get there, unfortunately. Only back in 8th place at the moment. Might Rail be able to get 7th or 6th, but I don't think it's going to even be a top 5 for him at the end. We'll wait and see how close he gets on that one. Still 2.7 seconds for the race win at the moment, and that gap is starting to level out. The soft and the hard compound tyres at their respective ages are starting to level out, and that's a problem for Zelezny as well, as the hard tyres come into their own at the end of the race.
Yeah, they definitely are here as well. Is Zelezny going to be able to, is Garon going to hold on? No, is Baron going to hold on from Garon there as well? Say that fast 5 times and tell me how you get on there again here as well. As these guys battling it out, it's going to be side by side on the run down that start-finish straight as well. Is he going to go fast? Is Garon going to get 2? He's got Baron. Is he going to get John Meister as well? He has. Garon has done exactly what his teammate did with Zelezny and got both of them at the same time.
That was very impressive indeed. And now the McLarens are into 3rd and 4th respectively. Here goes Baron trying to respond. John Meister holding him off round the outside. Oh, a bit of a slide, and that's going to halt Baron's progress. And he won't stay side by side for the S's, though. John Meister gives him the room anyway. Through 6 and 7 slides. Big slide for him. And he's going to go wide. And through is going to go Baron. The mistake from John Meister is the tyres just couldn't have it anymore. And he drops down to 6th position.
Yeah, too many beans in that right foot, young sir, there as well for John Meister. And unfortunately, a big old slide when you're trying to hang on and the tyres are just not letting you here as well. This is Zelezny. He's going to try and go around the inside up into Deg here. Is he going to be able to make it through? That's going to be the question. Can he get it through? Not this time. He's tucked up in behind him. Is he going to make it again? No, through turn 13. Now he's got the run down into 14 here for Zelezny. Is he going to get this second place? Is he? Oh, whoa!
What on earth went on there? Nick Tukas there just came to a dead stop on the straight, and Zelezny needed very quick reactions to avoid him for some reason. That was very bizarre.
Absolutely there as well. Not sure what happened, and just trying to have a look here as well, and it looked like he just kind of stopped. Wow, he weaved over and then looked like he almost hit the brakes on him there as well. John Meister and Baron battling away here. They're both from on the mediums, 10 laps for John Meister, 11 laps for Baron here. But that from Deg, I've got to be honest, that was so bizarre and so dangerous that could have killed both of them.
Safety car. We got a safety car. Maverick has
Oh,
crashed on
Maverick.
the exit of turn 13. And this safety car has come so late, it might end the race. So we might get one lap at the end.
Yeah, it might be a one-lap sprint here. Toflinski's going to be sitting in that car, Ewan, absolutely cursing.
Shaking.
He's going to be so angry there as well because he had this wrapped up. It was Toflinski, but he's going to be under attack from this fast charging Zalesny, and he's going to be under attack for Deg here as well. So there you go. They always come in with 2 laps to go. It will be in at the end of lap 27. Gareth Allen, look at him. He's like a pit lane roving reporter there, isn't he, the young man?
Let us know what actually happens these days. I haven't forgotten. It used to happen where the safety cars wouldn't come out this late anymore. Back a while ago. So I was surprised to see it in any case. But does Toflinski come in here with 2 laps to go? It's a difficult call. He stays out, and I reckon quite a lot of them, the rest of them, are going to as well. But does anybody come in here from the leaders? Wouldn't imagine anyone already on the softs will. Maybe
Deg
one
might.
of the medium runners.
Yeah, Deg
hasn't come in. John Meister has come in. The medium tyre runners have come in. So they're sufficiently far back, and they've got sufficient gap to 10th as well to have a bit of safety net there. So they feel safe enough to be able to pit in and put on some new soft tyres. Velocity as well, with a very big gap behind, considering we're under safety car. They will have the chance to keep the position maybe, but it will be soft tyres for a lot of these runners and some worrying times for those at the front.
Yeah, definitely will be here as well. Toflinski's got to be almost, as the terminology goes, quaking in his boots, as we've got young Mr. Gareth Allen, our resident Ted Kravitz, there as well, filling us in with all the pit information there as well. So great action so far. Safety car should be in this lap. This is what we are hoping will be here as well. So let's see if all the field could get bunched up here, Ewan, before that safety car goes in. They've got to be catching him up as best they can. At the moment, though, it's only the front 4 that are tucked up behind it, with Graxon about 4.7 seconds, but that should close quite rapidly.
Yeah, that one will close. I reckon the top 12 will get there, but look at the gap then to Barthez. It's a very long way back to 13th. I don't think he's going to be there. So anybody outside the top 12 here can say goodbye to any points, I think. But the safety car's going relatively slowly. I think it will be in at the end of this lap. It used to tell you on the exit, before the final sector, and it still does. So safety car will be in at the end of this lap after a very short period. As I say, though, only the top 12 will really be involved, and Toflinski will want to make sure that as little amount of drivers are involved as possible. So he might well launch as early as possible as well.
Yeah, well, anybody outside of the top 12 don't score any points. The top 10 point system, 25, 18, 15, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1, 0. So at the moment, anybody outside the top 10 are not going to score points. So at the moment, Buchek and Velocity, I don't think Buchek's got a hope either, to be honest, as he was obviously got a penalty incoming now as well. Toflinski now becomes our leader here as well. He's going to go. He's bolted his way through the haze. They go here as well. Is he going to be able to hold on this Toflinski down into turn 1? He is holding on here as well. What about the cars behind? It's still going to be Zalesny. Dex side by side with Garon. Garon's going to try and push the inside line as well. Oh, blimey, a new nose for Garon, please, as he just nearly lost it to the back end of Deg there as well. Deg managed to hold on here as well, as there's an from Ewan in the background.
Debe's gone around in 12th position. It was going to be back of the field for him anyway because he was on the hard compound tyres, but that has just made sure of it. He won't be scoring any points today. 3 wide with the 2 Mercedes as Barron tries to make moves. Grasant pushed well out wide. He won't be taking a race win here today to make himself a 2-time winner around here. Certainly not. He's pushed back to 8th place as the new soft tyre runners try to make their way to the front.
Yeah, John Meister and Baron there as well. John Meister did get through. He was the meat in the middle of the Mercedes bread there as well for John Meister. But boy, oh boy, how they all survived that, Ewan. I will never know there as well. They could have locked up and shot each other up into the air. John Meister has got pace for days now. The man in the Alfa Romeo. He's going to be trying his hardest to go as far forward as possible here as well. John Meister now trying to get Casti. Casti almost makes a move there as well. Meister gets a grip. He's going to get the run down out the final corner now. Is he going to get Casti? Surely he's got to be looking at getting Casti down into turn one here as well to gain another position for Meister. Is he going to be able to make it through there as well? No, I feel that might have been a mistake. Big dive from Garon up the front of the queue. He's going side by side with Deg on the run out of 2 to 3.
Can't do it though, and his exit's not very good. Casti will have a look here as well. Oh, it's one side then the other from Gavron. Very nice, but doesn't quite get there. And Casti's going to go right round the outside here. These guys on older soft tyres trying to get through some with old hard tyres as well. And then the new runners coming through. There's contact and around goes Casti. Around in the Williams and Bushtick as well. At the back of the field, there's a spin as well from John Meister. In the Alfa Romeo, he's going to drop to 7th place as there's carnage on the last lap. The Mercedes gets a 4th and 5th now.
Oh, I thought that was getting flashed up so quick there. I thought it was Ferrari sat there for a minute, but it was John Meister. All that effort, all that speed he had has just gone out of the window. Now we've got the final run of Selesny and Toflinski. They're going to be coming down to turn 13. Down through the right-hander. Toflinski's got one more straight to hang on. Is he going to be able to do it here as well? He's now going to be trying to go across the track. Is he going to come now, Selesny? Selesny can't get forward. Here we go. Round the final corner. This should be the win. It should be the win for Toflinski. He's going to take the win in round 2. It is Toflinski is your winner with Selesny. Baron got 3rd. Deg got 4th on the hards. Then Graxon and John Meister behind. But John Meister is going to be kicking himself, Ewan.
He is, and so is Casti as well. That safety car really saved him in that race because it gave him a chance to overtake people he previously wouldn't have caught up, but in the end he finishes 11th. Aaron gets a podium at the final corner, by the way. Zelezny just didn't get close enough to Toflinski to challenge him, and so Matis Toflinski will take his 2nd race win in the first 2 rounds of this championship.
Oh, well, there we go. Toflinski 2 for 2 here. That gives him the max of 50 points here as well. Great running from Toflinski. He is your winner here this evening for round 2. Well done for Mateusz Toflinski. Absolutely stunning racing. Buchek driver of the day.
I think it's just, it always used to be the driver who's done the most overtakes, so it might well be just him.
I was going to say, but there he is, Mateusz Toflinski on the top step of the podium. Great job from him. Zelezny just did not quite get there. And then we got Baron in 3rd. Great racing from these. That was, I enjoyed that, Ewan. That was a good race.
Yeah. That was fantastic. Great fun and great to watch as well. I'm not sure these drivers are going to be very pleased with each other after those last couple of laps because it was very physical. There were a couple of drivers who went around and some winners and losers from all of that. But Toflinski held on well. Didn't even need to change tyres at that final safety car as well. Made good calls tactically today as well as holding on to the win on the road.
Yeah, there you go. There are your final standings there. Toflinski takes to 25 points here. Zelezny in 2nd on 19, with Baron in 3rd on 15. ART Graxon in the Mercedes there as well. A 3-4 for the Mercedes. Garon in 5th. Great running there as well. ART Philosophy making moves there, finishing in 6th place altogether. Marios in 7th as well on 6 points, with Buchek on 4. With Buchek's penalty, he still takes 4 points. Casti in 9th on 2, and then Debe is the last point scorer in 1 there. Then Kusha and Simon in the Aston Martin and AlphaTauri respectively, with Franik behind him. Velex in the Aston Martin as well in 14th. Deg down in 15th.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, something's gone on there. And John Meister down in 16th. Yeah, so something's gone on there for those two. Not sure what it is. But
no, Bartes
some of that
17th.
order, yeah, is a bit...
That's very bizarre.
It's a bit out of place. I did notice that John Meister left the session, so that could be a problem. Like after the race had finished. So I wonder if that's a problem on the results, and it might not be when we figure things out post-race. I don't suspect that'll be too much of a problem. But I think he should finish where he did in the race. But anyway.
Yeah, a little bit confusing. Great casting, enjoyed that. Thank you very much, sir. Don't forget, guys, as well, we now go on to round 3 in Qatar. There as well, before we go for round 4 to the Netherlands at Zandvoort, round 5 in Barcelona, and then round 6 is the Monaco I Must Follow Everybody in a Single File Grand Prix there on the 25th of February. That is going to round out February standings here as well. Final word from Mr. O'Leary. What do we reckon on that? That was great action. I enjoyed that.
It was a great race, but Bahrain always produces great racing on the F1 game. So, thoroughly enjoyable. And, we're only a couple of rounds into the season, which is great news.
Yeah, definitely is there as well. Right, guys, that's going to round it out. Thank you so much to Gareth there, our resident Ted Kravitz down in the pits, and filling myself and Mr. O'Leary in here as well. Chris for making a move as well. Damian Bukowski, thank you so much for joining us. But from myself, I've been James Parfitt alongside Ewan O'Leary up here in the booth. Joshua Griffin Meek on production there as well. But as always, guys, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.